when he invited Srila Gurudev to a festival in Moscow, and we're in this park. I forget the name of the park, but there was going to be upwards of 50,000 people. But once some officials realized how big it was going to be, they made efforts to shut it down. So there was only 10,000 people. And Gurudev and Avadhut Maharaj is apologizing incessantly for there only being 10,000 people. And I was sitting next to Gurudev, and there was the ambassador from India and his wife and other dignitaries, and the big stage show going on. Gurudev on a napkin was writing notes about what he would say. And at the time, because of the sensitivity, they told, like, try not to talk about Krishna, directly. And so Gurudev, finally, he went on the stage and he said, so it is impossible to speak about Indian culture without speaking about Krishna. And everyone was charmed to hear that. There was no fallout on account of that. It was Gurudev speaking in a very charming, affectionate, loving way. So always giving the credit to Srila Avadhut Maharaj, and repeatedly telling that the Russian devotees, and by extension the other countries, Ukraine and all the other places, Russian Federation and so many other places where the Russian language is being spoken. Gurudev would say to work under the direction of Srila Avadhut Maharaj. He said, and then that will be devotion. And that is our target, our goal, our aspiration, is to serve. He's saying, what pleases me most, if you'll all work under his direction. It may not always be apparent what he's doing. Right? When he showed me what was going to be Jagannath Express, it looked like a building that had been bombed in the wartime. And I was horrified to see it. But then I saw there was this one big equipment, cost like $10,000 or something. And I said, I didn't know him so well. I said, do you have anyone who knows how to use this? He said, oh yeah, my uncle knows how. I said, oh, okay. And they're showing, and I thought, oh, this is a mess. And Gurudev's going to be here in 1 month. I was like, Then 1 month later, he invited Gurudev. Everything. Somehow there was now a restaurant there. The media was there, photographers, journalists. I was like, then after a while, then he said, oh, I have opportunity to buy a new place for a temple, because we used to be at the place called Zavodskaya, this little apartment on the top of the apartment building. And, with people like falling off the building, there's no room. So he said, I have the opportunity to get a new place. Drove me there to the new place and looked horrible. I'm like, oh no, like one of these ugliest building ever made in the history of Russia. And falling apart and just looked disgusting. Like you want to turn away. And Maharaj is glowing. And he said, and not only that, but we're right next to the KGB. And I'm saying, like, good God. Like you're kidding. You're kidding. So no. Shh. I'm like, Then what did he do? He gutted that building, means remove the entire thing. And then it was one little building. Then he built like 1-story, 2-story, little one at the top, more, a basement, 4-story building. And now it's an extraordinary place, which is the cultural center in Moscow, which is, 5-minute walk from, what is that place called? Kuznetsky Most, where Jagannath Express is, Maharaj Interiors, all these other places. So, and while that's going on, so many festivals. And I remember many times Maharaj would rent a hall for like 500 people, and 70 people would come. And 50 of them were our people. And then like 15 were from ISKCON. And then 5, were just people who were probably lost. And we did many programs like that. But I remember once we were doing a program in Zaporozhye, and we're driving to the program, and we got stuck in a traffic jam on the way there. And it's hardly moving. And I thought maybe they're having a rock concert. So I asked some, to try to find, maybe it's a rock and roll concert, because the big traffic jam. I found out all the people were going to Avadhut Maharaj's program. In this hall. And there was 2,000 seats, all of them with people, every seat. They had to ask somebody to get up to give me a seat. Everyone dressed very nicely. Huge success, all the media. Last time we were there, and what is the museum? In Kiev, not in Zaporozhye, but in Kiev, this museum, you know where it is. Sahadev knows. It's Mysterious India. Yeah, Mysterious India. But it's also a literature museum. Yeah, famous place. And in there, the first day we went, there were just television cameras everywhere and reporters. So all of that went out on the news, and of course Maharaj has arranged so many publications, and every year brings so many devotees to India for the Navadvip Dham Parikrama, and has always been prepared to sacrifice every drop of blood, ounce of energy in the service of the lotus feet of Srila Gurudev. So Gurudev recognized this extraordinary capacity in him. And it's my good fortune that he connected us. And Gurudev told me in 2000 that he was Jagannath Ballabha Prabhu at the time. He said, you'll connect with him. And again, Gurudev maybe just says something simple, but there's some divine power behind that. Like the mantra. Few words, like Prabhupada, one of his sayings was, minimum words, maximum solution. So, it's all of our good fortune to come in connection with him, because he's always giving us unlimited preaching opportunities, serving opportunities. This temple is also here by his design. As the temple they just opened in Tomsk, a new temple there, and Giriraj Govardhan is there now in a substantial place. Kiev is becoming substantial. Maharaj was just in China. He's backing the China program. Khabarovsk, was there. So many devotees there. Where else? What's that country that doesn't exist? Abkhazia. Right. I mean, it exists, but it's not They have to flip a coin to see who owns it. They should just give it to Avadhut Maharaj. He knows what to do with it. They don't know what to do. Yeah. So there we have the place in Sochi and so many other places. Gurudev has said, you can chant anywhere, you can read anywhere, you can do so many things anywhere, anytime. But he said this way, he said, but you don't always get seva. And we can say, isn't that seva? That's not what he's talking about. To get some real service opportunity. He was making the point, not to pass that up. And when you come in connection with someone who's incessantly giving you serving opportunities, then you'll realize the value of that type of friendship. You can't find a better friend. Right, so, Srila Bhakti Bimal Avadhut Maharaj Avirbhav Mahamahotsav Ki Jai. Srila Avadhut Maharaj Ki Jai. Nitai Go Premanande.